Welcome, I'm Dr. Manella, founder, creator of the Disc Institute. Now, if you're like me, you don't like feeling trapped, you don't like having struggles that are unnecessary, you don't like getting bad advice. In fact, this is exactly what happened to me when I was a young boy. I was always sick, always unhealthy, in and out of doctor's offices, emergency rooms. I had 3 unnecessary operations before the age of 11. And those types of things really changed my life. It shaped my life. And one thing I learned from that is that you can figure out things on your own. You don't have to be stuck or trapped in the status quo. Now, relating to your situation, having a bad disc, either herniated, bulging, degenerative, all the pain and disability associated with that, that can be quite a problem, right? Overall, affects your life, affects your work, relationships, and we're talking about your future. And your future matters. It's the reason why I built this place. I completely went outside of the box, reinvented everything from the ground up, and I did it for you, the person that felt like I did. Felt like, what's going to happen in my future? What's going to happen to all my dreams? What's going to happen to my family? Now, I was a young boy, I didn't have a family, but I had a future. But if you're in the position like most of my patients are in, it's not good. It's not where you want to be. And I just want you to know that I completely understand you. I understand your struggles, your battles, your situations that you have that you want to change, but every step you make, things are getting worse or not better. And I'm going to simply tell you why right here and give you a little bit of my philosophy and what I believe so that you know the kind of person I am, the kind of doctor I am, and who you'd be working with. Well, I do believe things happen for a reason. I do believe that things happen first, second, and third. I'll give you an example. When we see a plant that has conditions of brown leaves and droopy branches, we don't jump to the conclusion that that's the problem. The bad leaves are not the problem. Something had to happen before the leaves went bad, right? And let's just say it's not getting water. So if it's not getting water, now the plant starts to die, and only a dying plant will have conditions. So if we know the requirements, and one of them being water, another one being sunlight and soil, and we remove one of those requirements like water, the plant is going to have an effect, a process you can't stop no matter how you treat the leaves. So you've been treating your pain as if it was the problem, but think about it, it's just like the leaves. The problem is not in the leaves is the result of the problem. So every time we paint the leaves green, that doesn't work. Every time we give it a nitrogen injection, that doesn't work. And then we do the most serious, egregious thing we could think of, and that's start cutting the leaves off. Start tying the branches together. And I know as you're listening to this, you know that doesn't make sense. Well, I'm here to tell you, it also doesn't make sense to treat the pain of your disc. The disc is also going bad, like the bad leaf, and it also doesn't make sense to cut the disc out. That's there for a reason, and you're using your disc 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You don't want to eliminate something that was put there for a purpose and an intention to help you have the life that you want. So I see people making mistakes because they just didn't know. They didn't know that cutting the leaves off would actually make the situation worse when they could have just watered the plant. With the disc, it has requirements, and it does self-repair. Every technology, every breakthrough we've had is in that ability for us to help you create an environment and meet the requirements necessary for your disc to self-repair. Because of that, people that choose that approach, their body gets better, obviously their pain gets better, their disability goes away, and they're living a life with a healthy disc. You know, it's just not possible to disregard the disc and say it doesn't matter, because it does. In fact, everything is riding on your disc. It's kind of like having a flat tire. You could take the weight off the car, you could clean the car, you could recondition it, put a new engine in, but as long as you have a flat tire, the car isn't going to be able to perform. These discs are there for you to perform. Now, another way of looking at this, I'm going to wrap it up with this, is the analogy of dominoes. You know, if you have a rack of dominoes here and this one main domino, this first domino falls, all the rest of the dominoes fall. Now, what I want you to think about there is that I have found out and discovered what the one thing, what the one domino is, and that's what we treat. Right now, that domino has fallen in your case. You don't know this domino. We're going to teach you, but what you do know is all these dominoes that have fallen because of this domino. So yes, you know your pain, you know your stiffness, you know your conditions. Everything on your MRI report is an explanation of your conditions. More dominoes fallen. And if you try to clean up this domino and this domino and that domino, and this one is still the main domino, you're not getting better. Again, let's go back to the plant. The main domino, the plant's not getting water. Your tire in your car, it's not getting air. So once you discover the problem, and I mean the true problem, because conditions are not problems. Symptoms are not problems. Those are 3 different words in the dictionary for a reason. But when you actually find this original first domino problem, you're also discovering the answer. So instead of analyzing and trying to figure out the leaves and the branches, see, there's no answer there. We just discovered that the plant's missing water. We've also just discovered that's the answer. Missing water, water's the answer. We don't have air in our tire. Someone took the air out of our tire. That's the answer. Missing air. We don't try to shove the bulge of the tire in, and we definitely don't cut the bulge off the tire. So something to think about. And I know if you're watching this video, you're the type of person that likes to educate yourself and you have some intuition about what's out there and what's available. Maybe you've even done some research and found out that back surgery is the worst procedure you can have on the planet. A lot of doctors have called it the worst procedure that leaves the most wreckage in its wake of any other surgery in history. So we have a lot of that we can find out about, and you don't want that. I totally understand, and that's why I'm here. So take a look at the rest of this website. Look at the case studies we have for you here. These are people that were either scheduled for back surgery or knew that was their next step. If you're on this domino path, it only leads to more injections and more surgery and more pain management. And my job, my mission, my life's work is to stop having these dominoes fall and get back to the source, the root cause of this, and turn things around for you. So I invite you into the practice when you're comfortable and you feel like it's in your best interest. I'm here for you. This is all that I do. It's my life's work, and I'm really excited to make this available to you here at the Disc Institute.